Hello, everybody. My name is Nadia, and this is Nadia Escapes. If you're new here, this channel is all about self empowerment, growth, and love, and occasional chaos. If you're not new, welcome back. Today, we're doing a bit of a story time, one of my first story times, actually. Nadia origin story. I need to stop making bad jokes. This is not okay. Okay. We are reflecting on my first couple months in the US. So, for those of you who don't know, I relocated from South Africa all the way to the US about last year, April. I left halfway through my senior/my matric year. So, I guess you could say that I took senioritis to like a whole completely different level. I don't really think that was the best time to be moving continents. It was a very emotional time for, It was a very emotional time for me and for my friends. I'm sorry, I need to sneeze. Oh my gosh. I deeply apologize. I am getting sick. I should go get a tissue. Oh my gosh, this is the worst time. I need to sneeze again. So I'm trying to sneeze, but not sneeze into the mic. It was a very emotional time for me and for my friends. I would like to think it was an emotional time for them. I don't know. When I see them again, I will ask them if it was emotional for them. However, I was in complete denial that it was happening. It just didn't feel real to me at all. I didn't pack my bags until at least 3 days before the flight. I guess you could say that my procrastination level is at expert right now. I'm the pro. Nobody can beat me. Nobody can beat me. I'm the pro at procrastination. Oh my gosh. I put the pro in procrastination because I'm a professional. If anything, I remember my last day of school really, really well. I got to school and just went through my normal morning routine until the bell went, which would just be to like walk around, say hello to my friends, and I said goodbye to those that I knew I wouldn't see again, like later in the day. Then I went to register, which here in the US, you guys call it homeroom. It's a little bit different because here in the US, you only have homeroom like once every 3 months. In South Africa, you have homeroom every single day in the morning. You've register every single day. But there's also like, it's very different considering the fact that, yeah, it's just very different. I can make a video about that if you guys want me to, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. Then I took a picture with my class, which I absolutely love, but I'm not going to show it because I do not have contact with all of them to ask them permission. The next 2 days were just us packing and driving to Cape Town to get ready for our flight. A 16-hour flight. A 16 non-stop flight. I was fully prepared for 16 hours of like existential dread. However, the airplane food made me question life on a whole different level. I've almost never ever eaten airplane food because every flight that I've been on has only been 2 hours, so they don't even give you anything. But that was definitely an experience for the books. The flight itself wasn't that bad. I've never flown for that long before, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, except for the fact that it all tasted like cardboard. I did make it more fun for myself by... No, Garth. He's downstairs. I have to go get him. I'm sorry. But I would make it more fun for myself by including my soft toy, Garth, that my friend Gemma got me. And I would take pictures with him all over. He was like my little best friend, like my co-pilot. Let me go get him. This is Garth. He's the reason I got this far. So, Gemma, if you're watching this, honestly, thank you so much for getting this for me because it really helped. It really helped through a lot emotionally. Yeah. So we took pictures through everything, getting on the flight, sitting and waiting. He was like my co-pilot and he like, look at this little face. He judges everyone and he judged me for a lot. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. I can't cry. I have mascara on. Okay. Don't cry. Why are you crying? I don't know. Okay. It made the... Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. It made the whole experience for me like way more fun. And it kind of distracted me. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay. It kind of distracted me from the fact that I was going somewhere like I've never been before. When we landed, safe to say, I was at a complete shock at how big the airport was. We landed in Atlanta, Georgia's airport, and it was crazy at how quickly people moved and how big it was. I felt like I was in a movie where everybody was running around and I was just the confused girl from out of town. I also felt like that Miley Cyrus song. I hopped at the plane at LAX on my dream again. Welcome to the land of places. Am I gonna fit in? That song is me. Except they didn't play Jay-Z in the cab. So 1 star. So we drove quite far and then we got to a hotel that is linked to my mom's work. And it was so eventful and tiring because the drive was quite a bit and I was already tired from sitting in a plane for 16 hours and then we had to drive. So it was terrible. And I was so tired of carrying like my entire life with me in a bag. It's something that I really hope that I never have to do again. It is very humbling and eye-opening in a way to have everything that means a lot to you in one bag. It's kind of crazy. I know some people do it a lot, and I think that eventually you get used to moving, but I hope that I never have to be confined in such a way to put everything that means a lot to me in one bag again. It's like playing Jenga with your life's possessions. I hate it. It was, I think, one of the hardest things I had to do was to put everything that I liked in a bag. And I'm not talking about clothes, I'm talking about like items that meant a lot to me. Oh, it's actually something that my friends and I will talk about a lot. For some reason, it just always comes up. But if there was a fire at your house, what is one thing that you would grab? One item that you would grab? And back in South Africa, I would always say my dog because what I love kind of resided in the people around me. But here in the US, every single time I get asked that question, it doesn't happen a lot. I feel like I discussed it more in South Africa than here. But if my house was burning down, I would be completely destroyed. I would not know what to grab because a lot of the things that I love now are within the items because I hold memories within those items because the people aren't really with me anymore. They're not dead, they're just in South Africa. I don't know why I had to clarify that, I'm sorry. Back to the trip. So we unpacked at my mom's hotel and stayed at the hotel for about a week. At this point, I'm still pretty excited and nervous. The realization hasn't really kicked in yet. I had moments of realization where it was oh, I'm far away from home. But then most of the time, it was just that adrenaline feeling of, oh my gosh, new country, this is so exciting, you know? Though, to be honest, I was very scared that I would be walking around and accidentally copy an accent or something. Obviously, mine's now going away slowly. I understand that. The next 3 months of the time, so we arrived at the end of April, May. So around May, June, July were the worst 3 months that I had ever gone through. It was so terrible. We moved from rental house to apartment. We lived in at least 4 different spaces within the span of 3 months. And I was so sick of it. In the meantime, the US had finished their last school year, so they were busy having their summer break. So it's not like I could even go to school. I had 3 months of being stuck with my dad and my brother in small confined spaces. I would get so homesick and I was basically having my existential crisis at 17 years old. I couldn't go anywhere or do anything. If I had $1 for every single time I said I'm bored and I miss you, within that time span, I would be rich enough to buy us a house. Obviously, money was also a sensitive topic at this point in time, so I didn't really want to ask my parents if we could go somewhere and do something. It was something I tried avoid speaking about. Since I didn't want to put pressure on them, I tried doing a lot to keep busy. I did a lot of research into random things, and I was basically doing anything to stop me from losing my mind. And although that experience was horrendous and absolute torture, it is one that I would highly, highly, highly recommend for anyone. I know that makes absolutely no sense, but it is really something that I would suggest you guys go and do. Take 3 months, go somewhere. Don't spend time with a lot of people. Talk to only your close friends and close family. Don't go out a lot. Don't spend money. Spend a ton. And when I say a ton, I mean majority of your time with yourself in one space. Like isolation. Like it's like COVID, but don't actually do things. It's like a self-imposed retreat where you also learn to enjoy your own company, because trust me, it takes practice. It was absolute torture, yes, but I would not trade it for anything because of how much self-reflecting and time I spent getting to know myself. Within those 3 months, I did more for my future than I did for the previous 17 years of my life. And I know that is completely saying a lot, but within those 3 months, and by that I mean I finally found out what I wanted to do with my life, my passion, what I was passionate about, and who I wanted to be. I defined myself and defined the woman I wanted to become, which is something I feel like people really struggle with nowadays, is finding direction, finding purpose, finding their passion. It's like navigating life with a GPS that only leads to one destination. Self-Discovery Avenue. I hope everybody goes there at some point in their life, even if it's not now or in the next 10 years, at some point. But I do 1000% not regret that time that I spent with myself. One thing that actually really, really helped me through that time was one of my close friends. Let's give him a fake name. George? No, Jack. Jack. Now, Jack and I would game every single day. And I know that's like, what do you mean game every single day? We would spend 6 hours a day playing games. Playing games like Terraria, Ship of Fools, Don't Starve Together, cooking, what is the thing, the cooking game? Overcooked. You know, all of great games, by the way, go check them out. It's kind of amazing how virtual adventures can be so much more comforting than reality. And he was there for me for my first day of school. I am so grateful for our friendship. We're not really friends anymore, but I miss you, bro. Love you. I know that he isn't watching this, but if he someday stumbles upon this, you were the MVP of that time in my life, buddy. Shame. I miss him so much. I don't even know if he's like alive. No, he is. I'm sorry. We're still friends on Steam. Okay. In any case, overall reflection, moving countries was really, really hard for me. I will 1000% head back to South Africa to see my friends, my family. I miss them all dearly, and I cannot wait to see them again. Until then, I'm over here discovering more American things every single day, still trying to figure out football. I'm getting there slowly, but I'm getting there. I know my experience may be a little different than others when it comes to moving. So if you have a different experience, tell me about it down below. With that being said, support is always welcome. If you have any questions about me or anything I've said, please feel free to ask. Thank you for watching. See you next time. And don't forget to follow me on my Instagram down below. Oh, and let me know if you want me to do another comparison video. Like if you want me to do a comparison video. Toodles!